A storm is breaking over the city. The night sky burns with lightning, and two shadows drift high above the tallest towers. Both wear the same cape. Both bear the same symbol. But tonight, only one truth can survive. The question is simple. What happens when Superman must face himself? Asterisk, the city does not know what is about to unfold. The streets are crowded, cars rushing through glowing rain, and people hurrying home beneath neon lights. Far above, the storm grows darker. Thunder rumbles like a warning drumbeat, and the clouds twist into strange, furious shapes. Something unnatural is waiting in the sky. From the ground, a child points upward. At first, it looks like a star breaking through the storm. But no star burns like this, red, alive, and dangerous. One figure floats down through the rain, cape snapping like fire in the wind. His eyes glow, not with hope, but with fury. He hovers in silence, scanning the city below as if it belongs to him already. This is not the Superman the world remembers. This is something colder. A reflection with no heart than the airshift. A second light bursts through the clouds, brighter, steadier, golden, like the first rays of dawn. It is him, the Superman everyone knows. His arrival bends the storm, parting clouds with a shockwave that rattles glass from skyscrapers. He lands slowly, steadying himself as the other descends. Two identical beings. Two legends. And yet, a line of fire already burns between them. For a moment, the world holds its breath. The rain falls heavier. The sound of water striking steel towers fills the silence. Neither speaks. They hover in the sky, eye to eye, cape to cape, an exact mirror. But there is no unity here. Only division. Finally, the original Superman speaks. His voice carries calm, though the storm claws at every word. This isn't the way. The world does not need fear. It needs faith. It needs light. The challenger tilts his head, almost like he pities the man before him. His voice is deeper, colder, sharp as glass. Light blinds them. Faith betrays them. Only strength survives. Lightning splits the sky between them. In that flash, both are revealed in full the same emblem, the same suit, but their eyes tell two different stories. One filled with resolve. The other with rage. On the ground, people gather despite the rain. They cannot believe what they see. Two Supermen, standing against each other like gods ready to tear the heavens apart. Mothers clutch children. Phones rise, cameras trying to capture what no one will believe without proof. And yet, even behind screens, every heart beats with the same question: who is the real protector? Above, the storm howls louder. The original Superman stretches out his hand, one last chance for peace. The doppelganger stares, then clenches his fist, refusing the gesture. His heat vision flickers in his eyes, a spark of violence waiting to be unleashed. The message is clear: there will be no peace. The air shakes. Windows burst. And the world braces for a fight that should never have been possible. Asterisk, the silence between the two Supermen does not last. The storm presses down harder, lightning carving jagged scars across the sky. Their capes whip violently in the wind, each motion mirroring the other like two reflections that refuse to merge. The crowd below feels the weight of it, an invisible tension that tightens the air, heavy enough to crush breath. Every eye is locked upward, waiting for something terrible to begin. The original Superman is the first to move. He lowers himself closer to the challenger, his boots inches above the edge of a skyscraper. The neon glow of the city paints streaks of blue and red across his chest as he speaks again. Firmer now, you were given this power for a reason. It isn't for control. It's for protection. For them, he gestures to the people below, their faces upturned, fragile in their fear. They need hope, not chains. The other Superman tilts his head, his jaw set in stone. A small, bitter smile curls at the edge of his mouth. Hope? The word drips with disdain. Hope leaves them weak. Hope keeps them blind. They worship you like a god, but you've given them nothing but dreams. Dreams will not save them when the sky falls. Power will. His voice is thunder itself, echoing off the glass towers. The crowd gasps, some stepping back as if they can feel the cold in his words. Mothers cover children's ears, while others whisper, torn between fear and fascination. Which Superman speaks the truth? Which one do they trust? The real Superman narrows his eyes, but his tone does not rise. Instead, it steadies, like a calm ocean holding back a storm. Power without compassion isn't strength. It's tyranny. You may look like me. You may sound like me. But you don't carry what I carry. You don't understand the weight of it. The doppelganger hovers closer. Their faces nearly align now, the rain running down their cheeks like tears of steel. His voice lowers to a chilling whisper that only Superman and the cameras recording can hear. I understand perfectly. You are too weak to do what is necessary. I am not. Suddenly flashes ripple in the sky. The villain's heat vision ignites for a split second, cutting across the storm before fading again like a blade being drawn but not yet swung. The tension cracks like breaking glass. Civilians scream, scattering into subway tunnels, cars colliding in panic. The city begins to break apart under fear alone. Superman clenches his fists but keeps his voice firm. You'll destroy everything. You'll kill them just to prove you're right. The challenger's reply is immediate. Brutal. If they fall, they were never worth saving. The words strike harder than any blow could. They echo into the night, rattling the steel beams of the towers and shaking the hearts of those who hear them. For the first time, the crowd begins to doubt. If this new Superman truly believes in survival through strength alone, could he actually protect them better? The whisper of division spreads like fire, and then memory. Flashes of devastation appear across the screen. A ruined bridge collapsing into the ocean. A village turned to rubble. The challenger's past victories shown in fragments of chaos, reminders of the cost of his rule. He did not protect. He conquered. He did not shield. He ruled. The images fade, but the dread they leave behind does not. The original Superman finally raises his voice, and for the first time it thunders with the storm. I won't let you take this world. If you want to test your truth, you'll have to break me first. The two hover higher, rising into the storm as if pulled upward by invisible strings. The city below shrinks, lights scattering like stars beneath their feet. For a moment they are alone in the heavens' two gods preparing to rewrite destiny. The rain falls sideways now, driven by the raw force building between them. The challenger spreads his arms wide, almost welcoming the chaos. His smirk is cruel, his words final. Then let the world decide which Superman it deserves. The storm explodes. Thunder shatters the sky. And in that instant, both figures vanish from stillness, streaking toward one another at a speed the human eye cannot follow. The clash does not come yet, but the stage is set. Ideology has collapsed into war. The crowd below, though small against the immensity of what is coming, still looks upward. Some whisper prayers. Others raise their cameras again, desperate to capture the impossible. But everyone knows one truth. The fight that begins tonight will not only decide who is stronger. It will decide what kind of future humanity inherits. The air snaps like glass as the two Supermen collide for the first time. No warning, no build-up, just a thunderous crack that shakes the skyline. Windows explode, steel bends, and the shockwave ripples down into the streets, toppling cars like toys. The sky itself seems to recoil from the impact, lightning scattering in all directions. The challenger drives forward with brute force, fists slamming into the chest of the true Superman, sending him crashing backward through a skyscraper. Concrete crumbles, steel beams twist, and the building groans as if crying out in pain. But before the dust clears, Superman bursts out the other side, moving faster than sound. He meets his double in midair, and they collide again. Fists slamming into each other with the power of meteors, the sound is unbearable. Citizens on the ground clutch their ears as sonic booms roll through the streets, rattling their bones. Above them, the battle is chaos in motion. Heat vision streaks across the clouds, colliding in fiery streams that ignite the storm into blinding white fire. For a moment, the sky itself burns red, like the heavens are caught in war. The challenger fights without restraint. His punches are heavy, designed not just to hurt but to destroy. Every strike pushes Superman lower, closer to the ground, threatening to crush the city beneath them. Superman counters with speed, weaving through the blows, his movements precise. Every strike aimed to redirect, to protect, to push the battle away from the innocent lives below. But it is not enough. Glass rains down, towers shiver. The battlefield refuses to move. It is locked inside the very heart of the city. They crash down into a busy intersection. Asphalt shatters. Cars flip end over end. Flames roar to life. Superman pushes his double into the ground, pinning him with sheer force, but the challenger laughs, his heat vision exploding outward in a circle of fire. Civilians scream, scattering in panic as the shockwave tears through traffic lights and storefronts. Superman blocks most of it with his body, shielding those behind him, but the cost is visible in his strained face. His burned suit, his trembling breath, with a roar, the challenger seizes the moment, driving a knee into Superman's chest and launching him skyward again. He follows instantly, their battle tearing through the clouds. Up here, above the world, their power is unchained. Sonic booms burst like bombs in the air. Clouds are shredded into spirals of vapor. Satellites tremble in orbit as two gods rage against each other. The fight changes rhythm. Superman relies on his agility now, darting behind his double, striking with precision. A punch to the ribs, a kick to the jaw, a slam into the storm itself. But the challenger endures each blow, his laughter echoing across the skies. "You hold back," he spits, blood at the corner of his mouth. "That is why you will lose." And for a moment it seems he's right. He grabs Superman by the cape and swings him downward, hurling him like a missile. The hero slams through two skyscrapers in succession, vanishing beneath waves of dust and fire. The challenger descends slowly, almost regal, confident that the fight is already his. He raises his hand to the crowd below, flames of heat vision flickering in his eyes, as if to ask them to witness their new ruler, but the earth rumbles. The dust splits open, and through it Superman rises again, not broken, not bowed, but burning with something deeper than power. His chest heaves, his suit torn, but his eyes blaze with unshaken resolve. He rockets upward with terrifying speed, striking his double square in the jaw. The force of it sends the challenger spiraling upward into the heavens. They meet again, high above the city, suspended in the endless storm. This time the fight is pure fury. Fist after fist, blow after blow, each impact brighter than the last. Heat vision arcs in every direction, carving fire across the clouds. Their bodies move faster than sight, vanishing and reappearing, leaving only shockwaves and trails of flame behind. The city below watches helplessly. Some cry, some cheer, some collapse to their knees, unsure whether they are witnessing salvation or the end of everything. Sirens wail, buildings burn, but still every eye looks upward. The question is louder now than ever, which Superman will stand when the storm is over. The fight crescendos as they slam into one another once more, heat vision locked, fists flying, the sky ablaze. Neither yields, neither weakens. It is not just a battle of strength anymore, it is a war of will. And the world trembles under the weight of their clash. Asterisk, the storm has reached its breaking point. Lightning no longer flickers, it hangs in the sky, frozen in burning white arcs as if time itself is straining under the weight of the battle. The two supermen hover in the wreckage of clouds, their chests heaving, their suits torn, their faces marked by bruises that even gods cannot hide. The fight has not just drained the sky, it has drained them both. And yet neither yields. Below, the city lies wounded. Streets are cracked open, fire dances from toppled cars, and the glow of shattered neon signs paints the ruins in ghostly colors. But the people still watch. Despite the fear, despite the danger, they cannot look away. Because what unfolds above them is no longer just a fight, it is a choice. A choice between hope and fear, between compassion and dominance. The challenger breaks the silence first. His voice is raw, torn from his throat like thunder breaking a mountain. Look at them, huddled in the dirt, helpless, terrified. And still you protect them? Still you believe they deserve saving? His arm sweeps across the chaos below. They will always fail. They will always betray. You waste yourself for them. The true Superman straightens, though pain cuts across his body. His answer comes not as rage, but as conviction carved in stone. I don't save them because they're perfect. I save them because they're not. Because they need a chance to rise. That's what strength is for. The words slice deeper than any punch. For a heartbeat, the challenger falters. His fist clenches, then loosens. His eyes flicker not with heat vision, but with doubt. In that flicker, the storm shifts. The frozen lightning cracks and releases. Rain pours again, washing the blood and ash from their skin, but doubt is not surrender. With a roar, the challenger dives forward, one last strike, his body blazing like a comet tearing through the night. Superman braces, then launches upward to meet him. The world holds its breath as the two collide one final time. The impact shatters the clouds, sending a wave of light across the sky so bright that the city below glows as if it were day, and then silence. The smoke clears slowly. One figure falls from the heavens, crashing into the ruins of a tower. The other hovers still, battered but upright, his cape torn, his breath ragged. It is Superman, the real one. His body shakes with exhaustion, but his eyes burn with the same fire they always have, not of domination, but of unbreakable resolve. The challenger lies in the rubble, his chest rising and falling. Not dead, not broken, but beaten. For the first time his voice is quiet. You would rather die for them than rule them. Superman descends, landing a few steps away. His voice is soft, but it carries through the ruins like a prayer. That's the difference between us. I never wanted to rule. I only ever wanted them to choose. The crowd below erupts not in cheers, but in something deeper, relief, tears, applause that rises like a tide, shaking the broken city with human courage instead of godly strength. They do not celebrate his victory as a warrior. They celebrate his victory as a symbol, a reminder that even when hope seems fragile, it endures. Superman looks down at them, weary but unshaken. He does not raise his fists. He does not shout triumph. Instead, he simply nods, as if reminding them that this battle was never his alone, it was theirs too. The challenger turns his face away, shame flickering across eyes that once held only pride. He whispers something too quiet for the crowd to hear. Maybe I was wrong. Superman kneels, offering his hand not as an enemy, not as a conqueror, but as a brother. Whether the challenger takes it or not, the gesture speaks louder than the fight. Strength is not in destruction. It is in mercy. The storm finally breaks apart, stars piercing the night once more. Smoke drifts upward, and the city, though broken, still stands. Humanity still stands. Superman rises again into the sky, battered but unbroken. His silhouette framed by the first light of dawn, the screen fades to black. A single line appears across the silence. Superman vs. Superman, 2025. The fight for tomorrow begins. The sound of a heartbeat lingers in the darkness, steady, unyielding.